Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I will be reacting to my Champions League group stage reaction slash prediction, really, because I did do the prediction. um this was actually 3 months ago, while I was on my holiday. But yep, let's get into it. And by the way, I did start off with Real Madrid's group first, obviously Real Madrid fan, and then I did afterwards A, B, D, E, F, G, H. So Group C is at the start. Don't be surprised if you guys see, you know, Group C at the start. But let's get into it with what I have to say. Well, but overall, I think Union Berlin could compete for the top two, but I think they might finish third. So I'm gonna go Real Madrid top, Napoli second, Union Berlin third, Braga fourth. But I think, well, clearly I was on and off with that group. Of course, Real Madrid top that group. As we know, that wasn't the hardest score. Napoli second, that wasn't the hardest score. It was kind of a coin toss between Braga and Union Berlin. Now, the thing that edged me to Union Berlin was the fact that they had finished fourth in the Bundesliga coming to the season. I really didn't know how Braga were as a team, and head to head against Union Berlin, it could have gone either ways really. But you know what? Fair play. Not too bad on that one. Just Union and just Braga. Now we move into Group A, Bayern Munich's group. They're gonna be more dangerous. So I think Bayern will finish top. I think Manchester United will finish second. I think that's just logical. Yeah, they've got good individuals that can win them the game against Copenhagen and Galatasaray. Rashford, Bruno, Casemiro, Varane when he's back. These are the type of players that you want, because if you're having a bad day away in Denmark and you need someone, who knows, maybe Casemiro scores a late goal to give you all 3 points. So realistically, Manchester United second. Now don't sleep on Galatasaray just yet, because honestly, a trip away to Turkey is not easy. Now we talked about Union Berlin and the atmosphere. Galatasaray, the atmosphere there is crazy. It's actually crazy. So yeah, and they've made good settings. They've got Icardi, they've brought in Mertens. I mean, that was last season, but they've got in Zaha now as well. So don't underestimate Galatasaray. I think they will be third, and I think Copenhagen will be fourth in this group. Yup, that was definitely a shambles from me. So obviously Bayern Munich, everyone will really say Bayern top in that group. Yup. As everyone else did, I went Manchester United second, and I was kind of right in terms of what I thought would happen. You know, we saw the first game against Bayern Munich in Munich, where they lost. They did lose 4-3, but we saw Casemiro score the goals. And, you know, I was expecting that. I was expecting that in terms of Bruno Fernandes picking up a late winner, Casemiro picking up a late winner, Varane picking up a late winner. That is what we've seen from Manchester United, and even before we've seen that, I already kind of expected, because Manchester United are not going to dominate Copenhagen or Galatasaray, let's be honest, and in fairness they didn't. But I actually thought that those players would really create a moment of genius, in which they didn't, and they disappoint. So I gotta hold my hands up and say, you know what, I made a mistake on that, I messed up on that one. But not many people would have said Copenhagen second in that group, right? I did get Galatasaray right, I just messed up United and Copenhagen, which, fair enough, fair enough. Sorry, Copenhagen. Now we'll go into Group B. Back the results, of course. But for me, I think Arsenal will get there. I think they'll finish top. Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, Jesus, Declan Rice. This is a very exciting team. Saliba and Gabriel at the back as well. Very, very exciting. I'll go for PSV, I think, to finish second. Sevilla to finish third, because it's a typical Sevilla thing, and Lens to finish bottom. Now, it's not against Lens, but they've sold their two best players, Penda and Fofana. And they've still got good players. They've brought in Ali Wahi. They've got Medina at the back as well. Very underrated defender. But overall, I do believe that the other three teams are stronger. Maybe Sevilla might not finish third. Maybe they might finish bottom. Who knows? Alright, I actually did pretty well with that. Didn't get all, but Arsenal did finish top as I predicted. Again, like Group C, like Group A. Pretty clear on that. Pretty simple. Arsenal top. They dominated. They coasted through the first 5 games. The last game a bit shaky, really a draw. In a game that really didn't matter much. They were already through and top against PSV. Me calling PSV to finish second is interesting because I thought I said Lens or Sevilla, but saying PSV is interesting because they had just lost Xavi Simons to RB Leipzig, essentially PSG. So that was interesting. Overall, I'm happy. I'm pleased with myself for that. And then I said Sevilla third because we all expected Sevilla too. And look, they were 1 win away from it. They were 1 win from it against Lens. So they weren't a million miles off. And I did say they might finish 4th. They might, right? They might finish bottom. Who knows? And Lens finished third. Well done to them. They go into the Europa League. Like I said, they've lost, Fofana. They've lost Openda. Big losses for them. The core of the team. Getting Europa League. Ali Wahi in their team. Fair play to them. Absolutely fair play to them. In terms of, how well that they have done. Group D, Benfica, Inter, Salzburg, Real Sociedad. I think Inter will finish top, but realistically, have they improved their team overall? I'm not so sure, but have they weakened? I don't know, man, but Skriniar has gone. That is a big loss. Onana has gone. They've brought in Jan Sommer, haven't they? So, yeah, I think it's been a bit of a downgrade, but I still think they'll get the job done. And then it's really a coin toss between the other three, and then Benfica, Salzburg, Real Sociedad. Maybe Real Sociedad can do something to represent Spain, because if you look at Champions League qualifications into the round of 16 and the knockout stages last few years, I think Real Madrid have done the most pride, really, in Spain. Maybe Barca and Atletico a few times, maybe Sevilla, but Real Madrid have really been the only team that have done Spain proud. So maybe Real Sociedad can change that. But Salzburg, could they do something? I think Benfica will be added as well. Yeah, that group is interesting. I've got Inter. Let's go Real Sociedad second. And I've got Benfica third. Salzburg fourth. Look, I wasn't again a million miles away. This time around, again, swapped the top two. I thought Inter Milan could have gone through. In fact, I think they had the same amount of points against Real Sociedad. I think it might have been head-to-head, if I'm not wrong. But Real Sociedad, like I said in that little segment, this is like the first time in a really long time all 4 teams have made it through. And I say that, I think all 4 teams, I was going to say 2021, 2022, but I don't think Barca made it through, did they? It's been a while. And look, we've seen teams like Sevilla crumble. We've seen teams like Villarreal in the past crumble. Obviously not in the 21-22 season. We have seen many teams crumble out of the Champions League group stages from Spain. Real Sociedad have done absolutely a big job here to get Spain, all 4 teams out of 5 at least through. At least the top 4 through. Sevilla is a bonus. They got the Europa League win. That's why they are in here. But they did well. I would say, to get into, obviously the Champions League, and obviously to get out and, out performing, I would say, Inter Milan. Look, Benfica, there was just something about Benfica here. I felt like in the what was it, last season that they made it to the quarters. Anyways, the last 2 years they've done absolutely brilliantly. The year that they had Darwin Nunez, which was the year before, and last season under João Mario and the lot, Goncalo Ramos, they did well. But I didn't kind of believe that in a group that had Inter and Real Sociedad, they will make it through. I think Real Sociedad are better, and they proved they are better than Benfica. And Salzburg could have made it to the quarters, considered a late goal for the head-to-head, and they're out. Fair enough. You come back stronger, as they say. Yeah. Now, for Atletico Madrid, I think Celtic will be a big game, really, because we played Celtic last year, didn't we? And we did win both games, but the atmosphere when we went away to Celtic, it's on another level as well. Celtic have got a good atmosphere, like Union Berlin, like Galatasaray. So, realistically, it'll be a tough game. But I think Atletico Madrid will do just well, just fine. We'll get through. I think Lazio will join them second. I think Feyenoord will get third, and I think Celtic will finish bottom. It's almost like an obvious prediction. Well, I think this is the only group, right, so far that I've got all correct. I predicted Atletico Madrid and Lazio to go through. As expected, not much hard there. And I think I predicted Feyenoord and Celtic. Again, not much else in terms of a surprise that we would have expected from there. Let's move into the spicy one. Going to separate these four teams. PSG have done, I think, pretty alright in the transfer window. They've brought in a good amount of players. They've kept Mbappe, of course. That's the biggest signing they could have done. I think they've brought in Dembele. They've brought in Barcola. They've brought in Goncalo Ramos. Have they brought in Kolo Muani? Wait, I don't even know if Kolo Muani has left. Have they brought in Kolo Muani? Yes. Yes, he has. Yeah. So they've got Kolo Muani. They've got Goncalo Ramos. They've got Dembele. They've got Marco Asensio. They've got Mbappe. Like, they've got Barcola. Surely PSG can't mess this up now. Surely. I mean, they've always used Messi and Neymar as excuses, saying it's because of Messi that we couldn't qualify. It's because of Neymar we couldn't win the Champions League. Now, if they don't get at least to the semi-finals or the finals, that is a shambles of a season and a transfer window. The midfield, I don't think Verratti has left, but they've got Vitinha, Soler, Fabia, Danilo Pereira still in that team. So that's good. Marquinhos, Skriniar, Hakimi, Mendes, Donnarumma. That is one of the best sides as well. So you can't mess this up now, PSG. I've gone PSG top. And then it's a coin toss. Dortmund, Milan or Newcastle. I reckon Milan will finish second. I reckon Newcastle will finish third. And just have a feeling Dortmund might finish bottom. Milan have made smart signings. Okafor. They've brought in Chukwueze, Pulisic. I feel like I'm missing an attacking player. But obviously they still have Leao. Loftus-Cheek has come in. Obviously they've sold Tonali to Newcastle. But overall, as a team, I think, and with depth, I think Milan are at a better place and position compared to Newcastle and Dortmund. So I've gone them. I've got Newcastle third because, it's the first time in Europe in a while. I think they might just be able to get Europa League. And who knows if they can go on to the Europa League and maybe they might go on a good run to maybe win it. And Dortmund, I just don't know. Again, as we've talked about good atmosphere, yes, they've got good atmosphere, and yes, Newcastle have got good atmosphere, but Dortmund, I don't know what they've done in the window. I've heard Folklore from Werder Bremen, but that's about it. I don't know what else they've done, but all I know, I've done absolutely horrendous for that. Firstly, my hopes were too high on PSG. I don't know why. I don't like PSG. Let's just make that clear. But I was so hopeful that PSG were gonna finish top in a group where Dortmund at the time, we didn't know who was gonna be the one responsible for the goals. The midfield who's gonna run the show that Bellingham has left. Milan, look, they were up and down. They're not consistent. And Newcastle is the first time in like 20 years in the competition. So PSG, I had my hopes on them in this group. They bottled it. Fine. And I absolutely disrespected Borussia Dortmund. Disrespected them. I hold my hands up and I say I'm sorry. But I put them fourth. They finished top of the group. PSG finished second. I predicted them first. I thought Milan were gonna go through in second. They were third. And I thought Newcastle were gonna finish third. They finished fourth. So I was essentially one behind for each, and I got nothing for that group. Yeah, let's just continue, because in the next 45 seconds, right, it is basically both. I think I got correct anyways. Now is they've lost Jude Bellingham, and that is a huge player to replace. So I've gone that. Group G is gonna be Man City and RB Leipzig. I think Young Boys will come in third, and I think Red Star Belgrade will finish bottom. You don't really have to go through that group, because what else is it gonna happen? And final group is the same. Barcelona and Porto will probably finish first and second. Shakhtar will go into the Europa League. But you never know with Toby Alderweireld's Royal Antwerp. But I think they'll finish bottom. Maybe they can finish second or third, but maybe. But let me know your thoughts down below. Last two groups, spot on with both. But like I said in the video, it was really obvious that Man City and Barca were going to top those groups. Simple. Leipzig and Porto were going to finish second. Simple. And Young Boys and Shakhtar were going to finish third. Simple. And Red Star Belgrade and Antwerp are going to finish fourth. Simple. So, look, the last two groups I'm not really proud. I'm not really proud of Group A as well. It's kind of obvious. Group F, shambles. Group D, I'm happy with the Real Sociedad core. Although I didn't say they'll finish top. I did say that maybe they'll do us some pride, make us some pride. I like my Group B shout the most for the Sevilla case, because I said that they're probably gonna finish third. They could finish fourth, and most importantly, PSV, me shouting second is brilliant. Group A, let's not talk about that. But there will be more Champions League content video coming out. I might do my own personal dream draw. Right, I might do my own personal dream draw. I might. If you don't see it, if I don't do it, I'll just do the reaction and the prediction to the round of 16 tie of the Champions League. Of course, you know, this group stage format essentially is gonna be gone. Next year we have a new format that is crazy, right? If you guys don't know, it's a 36 team league essentially. You know, I don't know the exact details about this, right? I'm gonna try to explain it as much as I can. First to 8th, so 8 teams will go through automatically. 9th to 24th, that's 16 teams, will play each other. 8 teams will get eliminated, of course. The other 8 will join the top 8. So essentially, you could finish 24th and still make it through, basically. And then obviously from then on is a round of 16, quarterfinal, semi-final, final, like that. Now, I'll explain right now, shortly in the next 2 minutes, why I don't like it really. Firstly, it takes away the vibes, like the group stages. It takes away the vibes, the one that everyone is used to. If you are a Champions League fan for at least 5 years, right? 4 to 5 years minimally, you would understand that craziness, right? When you see a group of death like Group F, where, you know, they have to battle it out, because essentially you could be Newcastle if they make it to the Champions League next year. I doubt so, but you could be a team like Newcastle, for example. You could maybe play a couple of games that you'll win, and the other games you don't really care. You could finish in 24th, and you could still somehow win the Champions League. There is no craziness. There is no you have to work hard for it. It's just whatever, man. And I know the league kind of leaderboard attracts more fans, and that is the exact reason why it's happening. More fans, more revenue, and more money. Simple, right? It's simple. But let's just appreciate the round of 16, the group stage, for one last time. It was an absolutely memorable thing to ever happen. And this group stage was a good one. And yeah, bring on the round of 16. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the button if you subscribe to the channel on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.